ladies and gentlemen, the mic is on. So hello, welcome to the show, and let's cook. Hi, how you doing? Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing great as per usual. We got a bit to do today. Before we go in though, this one is gonna be quite harsh if you don't have some, like, not at least 1, 2, 3 ways to deal lunar damage reactions. Just a heads up, if you have some of the carries of NodKrai, you will be good. If you don't, you might struggle with these abyss quite a lot because it's very lunar shield. Lunar shield, no, not shield, the shield, the shield. So, hope you enjoy it. Hope you have fun with it. Let's get into this in 3, 2, 1. So, as you can see, we're all right here. As per usual, time begins when I hit F in floor 11. And for the first part, you want Hydro, so if you got Neuvillette and his team, you're good. And then you have Geo damage bonus. Kind of the same thing happens in 12. So if you got zibai, you win, basically. And yeah, let's get into it. I'll show how zibai ended after the Simon sessions, but for now, let's just get into it. Let's focus. And for 12, it's gonna take a little bit, but for this one, don't blink or you'll miss it. So guys, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1, let's cook! Okay, perfect. Couple skills, so far so good. That confused me a bit, there was no animation on that. Okay. And more. 2 more goons and we're done. Okay. Next. There's a go, please. Can there we go. That last one. Whatever. Let's go. Try to line them up. I'm not seeing jack shit. But there you go. And one more. Yeah, perfect. Go. Floor 3, you can go balls to the wall with the bursts. Could you swap? Thank you. Okay. One and 2. There we go. This one is easy cleanings. Now for floor 12, I've made some adjustments to this team. Normally I run it with sucrose, but the grouping with Venti is very smooth. So you'll see it right here, right now. Because these idiots tend to run like chickens that they are. Oh no, fuzz! I did not want to do that. There we go. I have to take some more. There we go. Okay. Now this one, as soon as the shield is gone. Okay. This is what it's kind of annoying, but just die, just die. I just don't want to burn energy for the next round. The grouping here was kind of the thing to take into consideration. There we go. One, two, three, four. And another one. And another one. And a burst. And we should be done. Yes. Nice. Nice rotation. Come on. Let's keep going. Just go, please. Thank you. Ah, you should not have absorbed pyro. Oh, I did hit E. This was so annoying. Holy gosh. Come on. There we go. Can I generate enough energy for this one? I messed up the rotation. There we go. Okay. I should not have bursted there. But it did not read the input. So. Okay. Lugar, come on. Come on, buddy. Go, thank you. 1, 2, and burst. I'll have to go with another rotation, kinda easy, but whatever, that's how it is. I'm not using the burst though. I refuse. 1, 2, 1, and just go. Thank you very much. One more, and last one. Balls to the wall with the bursts and get ready on time. Next room. Yeah, because I have not didn't have any energy because I messed it up in the previous floor. Okay. One more rotation. And this should be the last. Okay, come on, another. I'm not doing another rotation. Just go. There we go. Okay. We're done. Come on. There we go. Time. It had like a little bit of a HP, but it was kind of this. I messed up the Flins burst twice. You're not supposed to burst with Flins, but that only happened because I'm recording basically, because you have to double tap E. And if you don't tap the first E, when you use the burst, it does not consider it, of course. So it just ate some inputs. So it was quite a decent run. No discipline, Venti instead of sucrose, because the area of effect of sucrose's burst is not as good as Venti. And another thing that I found about sucrose is that if you double E, sometimes the birds just keep flying, and when you hit Flint's mini burst, it just they just don't get damaged. So get Venti, get them all grouped up and bunched up, and it's quicker overall. So I'm gonna go really quick for characters used. This is Flint, yes, with his weapon, artifacts for Sky. The pieces, I'm not gonna show the pieces just because everyone should have his sets and artifacts and whatnot. C0, I'm gonna go for C1, especially because some stuff that has happened in these kind of situations, if you had a third burst, which is what basically the C1 does, it shortens the cooldown from, I think it's 6 or something like that to 4, so you can fit 3 bursts in a single skill plus burst rotation, plus bursts rotation. That's why I'm gonna go for the C1 and talents to 9, 10, and 10 is the big one, the burst, because it counts the mini burst with it. So that. I used Venti. It's not much of a weird situation. He doesn't even have EM. Right now he's currently running. Oh, are you serious? Well, never mind. Normally, he should run either his new weapon, Elegy, which is in Faruzan, and now I was running him with Yoimiya's weapon because I did not manage to pull his weapon. And the thing is that Yoimiya's weapon actually all the kit works and is effective with Venti, so it's really nice. It's if you did not manage to pull Venti's weapon and you have Yoimiya's one, the only difference, the effect is different and the subset is the same, and his weapon does give 88 or 80 some. It's one of the big damage weapons, but the Yoimiya's one is also really almost tailor-made for him. So yeah. I was running him on this. This is a mistake. This is not his weapon. You should not run him. You'd rather run him with Skyward. so the thing is that I just wanted Venti to group and whatnot. So that. Who else? Inefa, good old Inefa. My Inefa is still running on Silken Moon because I haven't managed a decent obeyed set for her and for her off-field damage. This is also a thing because I know, there you are. She's also running with Silken Moon. So if you have a good obeyed set for Inefa and a decent set for Aino, it's better off for Inefa to run obeyed set, not Silken Moon, because I was overlapping bonuses when there's no need to. Back to Inefa though. Here we are. She is working like this, pretty decent overall. Weapon is hers, especially for the 40% additional lunar charge. For her, for Flint, for when you have Columbina, that she also deals damage. Serenade, Silken Moon. C0 to 10, 8, maybe someday, but the big one is the shield. And as I was saying, I know is quite the thing because you only care about the M and ER with her. So ER she has over 170, EM she's got 942, weapon is the event one because it recovers energy and boosts EM, so kind of tailor-made. One thing you have to consider though is giving her Favonius, but the thing about lunar reactions is that they activate according to all 3 characters, so you can effectively give her no crit damage and you will trigger Favonius as long as you've run with Inefa first. So if you trigger Inefa and sorry about that. if you trigger an electro-lunar charge reaction with Inefa and you have just do Inefa's E and then you go with Aino and you hit E, you will generate particles because the hit is a critical hit. And even though she's got no energy and no crit rate, excuse me, she will get energy from Furious, which is really a thing to consider. But for me, she's running with this, the event for start. Artifacts for Silk and Moon, all EM everywhere, no, nothing else. C6, finally. And talents, 2. You don't need damage with this lady. You only want the application. She doesn't deal damage, so there's literally no point on going past the talent level 2. You could leave them at 1 if you want to, but I mean, her point is not dealing damage. Her point is applying Hydro. And she does, this is worth saying, she does apply more Hydro with 2 NodKrai characters when you're in Ascendant League. So I finally built her. I could raise her to 90, there's no need to, because the only thing that you want with her is the Elemental Mastery, which is the Ascension. So it's gonna be one of the first characters that I'm literally not gonna raise to 90, because there's no need to. Yeah, before we move on to the zibai team, which is the team I used in both floors, let's go with Neuvillette, his stats, his weapon, Marashuse, C1, and 1099, very high build character, Neuvillette, really good. We can follow up with Furina, stats, is her weapon, so more damage. 4 piece silk, golden troop, excuse me. She, depending on the team, either golden troop or tenacity of the Neuvillette. If you have to run her with a skirt, which is coming up in the, not in the next banner, but in the second phase of the version Luna 5, you can run her with tenacity of the Neuvillette for Skirk, so she will deal a lot more damage. Skirk, not her. Her will deal less, but that's how it is. C2, which is relevant because it triggers the full effect almost instantly. Normals you don't care, you only hit the charge attack on your normal stance to swap between healing and damage dealing, and double crown on the E and the burst. Kazuha, I think I saw, yeah, here you are. EM, basically EM, ER, weapon is the Freedom Swarm. I rather have him use the dire skin. All EM. C2, which is kind of relevant, but not relevant for the setup that we've done in the Abyss. The team, excuse me, that is Neuvillette, Kazuha, Shilon, and Furina, doesn't care about the C2. The C2 is really good when you have to use melt reactions. When you apply, I don't know, you got Ganyu, you apply Bennett Burst, you E and Burst with Kazuha, and then everyone has Pyro applied. Send her in charge E, and then Ganyu does insane melts, like 150k melts. I know nowadays 150k melts is not the best stuff ever. You have Mahuika running around, but it's relevant when it's relevant. In this case, if you got C0 Kazuha, you're just good to go. And now for the main event. 8 10 10. This is raised up because his down attack from the E does count as a plunging attack, so you may as well get some damage out of it. So, good old Goro, if you haven't seen my summon session from Zibai up to the C1, bruh, go get a laugh, go get a healthy laugh out of me, excuse me. Crit rate, energy recharge, basically. Why? Because he's running on Favonius bow, which is kinda standard. For Husk, I'm not gonna swap him to instructors for a single reason, and that is because we got, I think her name is Linnea, coming up, not in the next phase but in the next one. And Linnea is gonna be a Luna crystallized support, which is gonna heal off field, which is something that Goro does very poorly with his C4. So it's gonna boost defense and it's gonna boost elemental mastery team wide. So it's an off field healer, and the burst does deal damage and some other stuff. The thing is, to sum it up, is that Goro's gonna get replaced. So I'm not gonna bother farming for a set for him until we get Linnea. And Linnea, I don't know what set she's gonna use, most likely. It's a shot in the dark, don't quote me on this. But Linnea's most likely gonna run, I don't know, Silken Moon, one of these. The thing is that she's gonna provide much better support than Goro, and she's gonna boost Luna Crystallize, and she's gonna heal. So for now, your options normally are running either Goro or Zhongli. If you're running, how to say this? If you want to run Columbina with Inefa and then the Geo core, if you don't have Iluga, you can use Shilonen instead of Iluga, but I do not recommend that at all. I mean, her kit is Zibai, Iluga, Columbina, and then a flex slot for now Goro or Zhongli. Zhongli is, if you use Harbinger of Dawn with Zibai, Zhongli is quite the thing to consider, because his pillars also trigger Geo, which counts for the 3 hits of the lunar crystallized reaction, which is something that will neatly generate you more damage. Plus, the shield will help you keep active the effect of Harbinger of Dawn. And yeah, Harbinger of Dawn is the 3-star weapon. I'm talking about it because Zibai scales on defense, and you don't care about the base damage. So, a 3-star weapon that you've gotten millions of, R5, level 90, really easy and cheap to raise. Excellent, excellent stuff for Zibai. So, C6, this is the main thing. I'm gonna be fully transparent here. I'm a loot bar user, and they have a coupon for every patch that comes out where you get a big discount. So for $60 I managed to get 4 constellations of Iluga, the last Aino constellation, and something that I'm gonna show you a little bit later, which you can already smell what is, if you follow me. 6 and 10. The talent that you want is the burst. So you can leave this as 6 plus 3 from the talent 9, and then this you do want to crown. So that's the important one. Hold up, this is just my own TOC. So basically, crit rate and as much energy recharge as you can. And now for the main event. Good old Zibai. As soon as I get another, I'm raising her to level 100. Zibai does deal more damage according to her defense. Whoa. So getting her to level 100 is worth it. Like, she deals 10% additional damage from the levels. It's if you don't know where to spend the how is it said, the masterless Stella Fortuna, Zibai is a good one to go with. If you've seen my 7 sessions, you know this. Nothing new. What I was saying about before, excuse me, is that I don't have it. Okay. I don't have any Harbinger Dawns because I got hers, but Harbingers of Dawn is really good on her. Artifacts, 4-piece Sky. This is the off piece. Don't get misdirected. They look so similar, but the feather is the off piece because the goblet is defense. Talent 2, 10, 6. You can get this to 9 if you want. I do not recommend crowning it because you only get damage. Raising it more, yes, because I mean the increase in damage at level 9 is much more than 248, and the good hit that you count is the bottom one, but you don't need to burst with zibai. The really mandatory one is the skill. And just to be transparent, C2, C1 is the one that allows you to basically double E right on the get-go, and you're able to use 5 E's instead of 4 per rotation. And the C2 does give additional Luna crystallized damage, 30%, which is quite a lot. And the second part means that when you're in Ascendant Gleam, every horse that comes out does have an additional flat 550% defense increase. It's not multiplicative, it's flat. That's why you saw the first horse do a ton of damage, and then the second horse not as much damage, but it's still a lot of damage. I mean, in a single moment, because it's so quick, zibai does deal like 600 or 700k with a single E, and right away you get another E, and it's like in a span of time of under a second you've dealt 1,000,000 damage. The front load damage with zibai is out of the charts. It's really stupid. It's something really strong. And what you have to consider with zibai is that if you're applying more of the reactions with Columbina and all the geo application that's going on, and even Aedon, the pet from Iluga, all of that counts towards your gauge that you have to your left. And sometimes it's just better to do the normal attack with zibai, do the 4 hits, because the 4th hit is the one that hold up. Yeah, the 4th hit is the one that triggers the lunar reactions. So it's more damage, and it does increase the gauge. It's one of the conditions that matters for her passive, for her activation. And that does increase the gauge. So you will get more ease if you mix a N4 with your regular attacks after the second or third horse that you throw. If you got her C0, try to do it after the first horse. The thing is that C0 and C2, the playstyle changes, because normally with C0 you have to hit a lot of times, try to fill the gates as much as possible, and then time it so you can do 3 horses back to back. But with the C1, it's just front loaded from the get-go. Zibai gets really good with count. When I had her C0, the damage was the first horse around 400k, something like that, and the second horse around 250k, something like that. And now it's almost 700 the first, and 400, 500 the second horse, and the third, and whatnot. So Constellation's vertical investment on zibai is really strong, like really strong. I'm so glad I have her, and she's become like the mess up cleaner just before I leave, the review from Abyss is done. But if you wanna see some crazy stuff about zibai, let's just quickly go to Sumeru and the good old robot. You will see that there's nonsense right from the get-go. No need to mess around. Now tell me which other character, which is not C6 or some stupid stuff, can do what you're gonna see right now. Just bear with me, so we go in. I'm not even gonna edit this because it's gonna be so quick. Come on. See this goon? Well, you don't see him because he's invisible. You get the point. But just check this shit. Nutty stuff, okay? There we go. Check the HP bar. Gone. 1E. 1E. I didn't need to get even the other ones in. 1E, 1 tap, boss dead. This is a freaking boss that you need to kill for your characters to be better. This is the ridiculousness of zibai. The front load damage is stupid. So freaking insane. It makes me freaking crack. Note that this is like this because C6 is really decent. The C6 has 50 crit value. 50 crit value on a single constellation plus 80 elemental damage and whatnot. So, this is possible, yes. And when this is like, all of this is active and the constellation is active and whatnot, this is so goddamn freaking stupid that I don't know how else to say it. Zibai is freaking cracked. At C0 and at C1, C2 and whatnot. Which is something that we're not gonna be able to say from our good old friend Varka, because he's coming up and whatnot. And yeah, the character might be good, but might be fine, might be decent, but damage-wise, he's like I don't know, a Neuvillette at tops at best. Not to mention that he's supposed to be flexible and whatnot. The burst is trash just from the get-go. You don't want to burst because it's a DPS loss and a time loss. So the burst is not a thing. So the mechanics of the character are cool, don't get me wrong. You get a dash that you jump into the enemies, and then the dual wielding is visually it's really nice, I'm not gonna lie, but he's not flexible. He's forced to run with double animo, double pyro, and nothing else. Plus, you're gonna need Nicole for him to be good, and being good means being less good than Mavuika. And why do I say Mavuika? Thing is, nowadays, let's find Mavuika and let's better explain it here. First of all, you go back to where you came from. I only needed you for Abyss, so the teams are still the correct ones. Perfect. Now, what's the problem with Varka? The problem with Varka is that you see this team here. I can come here, do this, and have better results than with Varka. That's how it is. That's the flat answer to it. Instead of being forced to run, where is the Hexerite team? Where is the Hexerite? There you have it. You can run this if you need to focus on DPS from Anemo, because Benti, with the correct bow, does deal a ton of damage. You have no on-field DPS here, so you have no carry. But the point here is that you will generate so much energy that the only thing that you care is that you're gonna trigger Benti's burst plus skill and then keep going, and that will do almost the same damage when Nicole gets here, it's gonna be different, okay? Because Nicole is gonna get Bennett out of here, which is something by herself. Then you're gonna move Benty into the final slot, Durian's gonna be here, and this should be Barca. But if I have to pull Barca, build him, be disappointed, because he's not good, he doesn't deal... The only thing that might happen, fingers crossed over here, is that he gets buffed the day of the release. That's the only saving grace that is left to consider. But else, why? Why? Zibai. You've seen her destroy the stuff in Abyss. You've seen her destroy bosses with a single tap of an E. Why Barca? Do I have to pull Durin, Barca, Nicole? Do you want... Also, Barca needs his weapon. His weapon is freaking cracked. So you're not just pulling for the character and giving him Serpent Spine. No, not until you get Nicole. So you need to get the character, so it means winning the 50-50, getting Nicole later on, which means winning another 50-50, getting his weapon, which is like a 30% increase compared to Serpent Spine. No, it's just empty hype for me. Not that I have a massive attachment for him, but I would have liked for Barca to be good, honestly. But he's not. He's just not. So Zibai, the queen of Luna monster damage. So, with all that rambling, let me get out of here. Hope you had fun. I hope you like, comment, subscribe if you did have fun with it and enjoyed the run. Pretty decent. Gonna time it out and I'll see you. And I'll see you in a bit. Next video should be Stygian Onslaught maybe. But it's gonna be a while. So I wanted to leave everything set up and packed it nicely and proudly and beautifully to send it to you. So guys, as per usual, thanks for watching and thank you for being here. I've been KtK, and I'll see you all in the next one, wherever and whichever it is. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.